Hi there, it's Katie Crysdale here from Lakeview Aquatic Consultants. Welcome back to your weekly Aquatic Industry Insider. In this video, I talk about current events that I've reviewed or seen in the last week in my work in the commercial aquatic industry. And I talk about that topic here so you can take something away to your facilities and what you've got going on at your job. So the topic I want to talk about this week is a topic that is growing in interest in the commercial aquatic industry here in Canada. And that topic is drowning detection systems. So cameras, sensors, or any sort of artificial intelligence device that can be used on a commercial pool. And this is something I feel somewhat qualified to speak about based on my work on two different international committees. So I do belong to the ASTM Residential Pool Drowning Technology Committee, and I am also the Canadian representative, or one of several Canadian representatives, to the International Standards Organization ISO Committee on Drowning Detection Technology. So my opinions in this video do not represent those of the committees or those of the organizations or those of the manufacturers that make these products, but I have spent a fair amount of time over the last 5 years being involved with the discussion of how to create different product standards for these technologies in order to ensure that they are functional. And so some of the considerations I can speak about publicly, because some of that work is public, whereas some of that work is private, is that we have a lot of concerns as committees in terms of what it would mean for the layperson, the customer, the consumer to purchase these drowning technologies, and what guarantee does that consumer have that these products are going to work. And so there is constantly evolving technology when it comes to what these cameras are able to process, what these sensors are able to see, artificial intelligence, and certainly technology is constantly evolving. And what we have in 2024 is not the same capabilities that we had in 2014 or the same capabilities we're going to see in 2034. But recently I read an article which appears to be the first confirmed or publicly available case of an individual who drowned fatally in a pool with one of these drowning detection systems installed. And I'm not going to comment on the specific product. It's really hard to figure out which one it was. I want to talk more about this kind of rush of interest to these products, especially when it comes to areas of Canada where there is a staff labor shortage. And I've been approached by different types of organizations, primarily condo buildings or residences where there is not the budget to staff a lifeguard all the time, but there is a pool and there is a requirement from the province or the region to implement safety structures. And so I really feel that this article is worth mentioning because it shows that these systems are not perfect. And even in my committee work, where we're trying to develop a testing methodology which would eliminate a lot of potential error and guarantee that a lot of these systems might work under different conditions, whether that is different skin colors, whether that is different body sizes, right from a toddler to an adult, whether that is different water clarity, cloudy versus clear. For me as a lifeguard and for me as a consultant, and as somebody who is volunteering on these committees and aware of what's out there, there's just so much we don't know yet that I think we need to really think about how we engage with these products. That's not to say you can't purchase or install these products as a layer of safety on your swimming pool. I am aware of pools here in Alberta that have these drowning technologies installed in addition to their lifeguard staff, who are still responsible for supervising the facility while it's actively in use by swimmers. But I guess I wanted to point to this article and really highlight that the technology itself is not a silver bullet. It's not a perfect solution. And although we don't have a lot of details about this particular case, it's important to understand these technologies don't solve the problem of people drowning fatally or otherwise. I'm testing out today, showing you these articles printed as a PDF. There's so many ads now, obviously, on news websites to make up for their budgets and advertising. So I will have the links to these articles on their websites, their original sources, linked down below in the video description. But I wanted to show it to you as a PDF because there's so many distractions on the screen when I've been doing when I've been recording the last few sessions. So this article comes from Yahoo News, and the story has been republished on multiple different news websites. So this is one article that I came across regarding this specific incident in the United Kingdom. So the title of this article is "Lifeguards Fail to Save Drowning Violinist Because of Glare on the Pool. Inquest Hears." Dominic Hopkins, 57, the deceased, is the former leader of the Norwich Philharmonic. It stated that 3 lifeguards failed to save a violinist from drowning for 7 minutes because of glare on the pool, the inquest heard. Norwich died in 2002 after getting into difficulties at the University of East Anglia Sportspark. An inquest into his death heard the glare from the lights, presumably on the ceiling, but I don't know for sure. And windows on the water of the pool may have been why lifeguards did not see him motionless in the water. Family then goes on to describe that the swimmer, Norwich, usually wore a bathing cap. During the inquest, it appears here that they interviewed the lifeguards to remember about the circumstances leading up to his death. And I think this is a very fair statement. As it was a long time ago, I cannot recall if there was glare. Going off of the facts presumably presented at the inquest, I am going to say there was glare as I did not see him. It was explained to the Norfolk Coroner's Court that each on-duty lifeguard would sit in one of 2 lifeguard chairs, which were fitted with screens displaying the feed from 9 underwater cameras. Lifeguards would rotate chairs every 20 minutes with a break from monitoring the pool every 40 minutes. It was during a handover period at 2:55 that they were alerted by another swimmer that Mr. Hopkins was motionless on the pool floor. He had been swimming in the shallow end of the pool, which would have been no deeper than 1.35 meters at the time, approximately 3 feet, closer to 4 feet. The pool was emptied, Mr. Hopkins was retrieved, and the lifeguards started CPR. A statement from the family indicated that he was epileptic and was also diagnosed with Marfan syndrome, a disorder for the body's connective tissues. A witness who helped Mr. Hopkins out of the pool said she had seen him on the floor of the pool, but initially assumed he had been undertaking breath-holding exercises. She alerted the lifeguards as soon as she realized Mr. Hopkins was in difficulties, and he died the following day in hospital. Further down, it says a system which uses artificial intelligence has since been put in place to monitor swimmers, and a film was added to the windows to reduce glare. So one of the difficulties with this article is that it does say further up that the lifeguards had screens displaying the feed from 9 underwater cameras directly attached or adjacent to their lifeguard chairs. The systems that I have seen installed here in Canada have transmitted to either some sort of wall-mounted TV, some sort of smartwatch with signaling, some sort of desktop computer. So I have not personally seen any technologies where the lifeguard is watching a screen directly from their stand, the lifeguard chair. So I can't speak to that. Also, this particular article, as you can see, does not tell us what technology was previously installed. And based on the fact that it says further down in the article that subsequently artificial intelligence systems was installed, it does make you wonder if there's some confusion as to what information was available at the time of the incident. So this is the same story for the same situation, but from a different reporter. As you can imagine, different reporters provide different perspectives. University of East Anglia Sportspark tragedy, swimmer not spotted for 7 minutes. A swimmer died after 3 lifeguards failed to spot him in difficulties, leaving him submerged in the water for almost 7 minutes. He was given CPR and taken to Norfolk Hospital by air ambulance, where he died the next day. So this information remains the same. Same details are provided. It was explained to the Norfolk Coroner's Court based at County Hall in Norwich that each lifeguard would occupy a chair, 2 fitted with 9 underwater cameras each. Each lifeguard would rotate chairs every 20 minutes with a break from monitoring the pool every 40 minutes. So they receive vigilance breaks. Same details are provided below. And then here we have a picture of the swimming pool. One of the lifeguards says that depending on the severity of the glare, the lifeguard on the camera-free chair could request permission from a manager to walk the poolside with a float. I'm assuming that's a rescue device, if visibility was impaired. On this occasion, the court was told that the glare was not severe enough to warrant the implementation of this protocol, so there was no lifeguard walking on the deck. Other evidence set out a number of robust protocol measures put in place at the sports park, including monthly mandatory training and emergency procedures and an enforced training period. Since Mr. Hopkins' death, a state-of-the-art system which uses artificial intelligence has been implemented. So why did I share this article? I think it's really important to understand that drowning fatalities can still occur even with these systems present. That's not to say that these manufacturers are negligent or these facilities are not correct in installing these systems. But in my conversations with different clients and facilities, there has been this thinking, if we just come up with the money to install one of these systems, all of our problems will be solved. And that's just simply not the case. So thanks for listening to my rambling thoughts on this topic. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like it, share it across social media. Let me know in the comments below if you have heard of any other cases like this. Do you have drowning technology systems installed at your aquatic facility? Has it been successful in intervening in any particular instances? Has it been turned off or removed? Let me know your thoughts on drowning technology in general.